Hi, this is Kate, Teen Services Librarian at the Brighton District Library, and I'm here to show you how to create the silhouette painting. Now, if you got one of our kits, you will have canvas, graphite tracing paper, acrylic paint, brushes, and some templates. There, you are going to need pencil, cups of water, cold water particularly, and some paper towel to clean your brushes. So you can use whichever colors you want. I'm going to be demonstrating this with the blue and red and white particularly, and then black for the silhouette. I'm going to be demoing with the unicorn silhouette, but you can use whichever silhouette you want, and you can actually use different techniques in the background if you like, so however you prefer to do this. Now to start with, I'm going to take my larger flat brush and I'm going to dip it in water, and I'm going to wipe off the excess water on the sides of the cup because you don't want too much of it in there. And then I'm going to take some of my white paint. You can see mine's kind of a mess, but yours hopefully will not be. And I'm just going to put it some down right in the middle. And then I'm going to grab some blue and put it over top, and then a little bit of red right underneath. Now, for me, I just went and combined my colors because I know I'm combining these colors, but you might want to clean your brush in between, especially if you're going to be mixing any color so you don't contaminate it. Once I have those colors, I'm just going to go lightly back and forth with my brush across the surface and blend these colors together. So it's just going to be that back and forth motion, and then I'm going to be adding paint as needed. So in this one, I'm going to have it light in the middle with the white, and then gradually get darker as I go towards the bottom and towards the top with my respective colors. This means in the middle, it's going to blend into a more of a purpley color, and then it will have more of the ultramarine blue at the top and a darker red color at the bottom. The main point is you just want to get that canvas covered. So you can just go ahead and go through, add your paints. And as I mentioned before, you can use whatever colors you want. Just keep color theory in mind, and that the colors will mix well. You can look up, if you don't know off the top of your head what colors you'll get when you mix them, just go ahead and look up a chart online, and you'll find out, so you don't end up with like an icky brown or something for it. But these ones, if you want to be on the safe side, you can just use the colors that I am using here. So I'm going to keep going. If your brush starts to feel tacky at any point, just dip it in the water, wipe it off, and then grab more paint. It will help loosen up that paint on the brush. So we're just going to continue going back and forth with our paint. Okay, so I'm going to speed up my video because otherwise we're just going to be sitting here watching me put a paintbrush back and forth, and we don't want to take up that much time. So just cover your canvas. You can get it darker, you can get it lighter, however you so choose to do. Just get your whole canvas covered, and then once it is, we'll let it dry and we can move on to the next part. Now it's covered, you're going to let your canvas dry. You can speed up this process by using a hair dryer with a cool setting over top of it. It might help speed it up, or you can just leave it to sit and come back to it later. Okay, for this next part, you want to make sure your painting is absolutely dry, and you're going to grab your graphite transfer paper. You'll notice it has two sides. The darker side is going to be the one that you put face down on your painting. Then you're going to take the silhouette of your choice and put it over top. My paper is a little bit crumpled because I've used it before, but yours should be nice and smooth, so it should be a little bit easier to do this. Then get something to write with. You could use a pen or a pencil. It doesn't really matter. I like to sometimes use a colored pencil because it will make it easier to see my outline. And I'm just going to trace over the silhouette. Whatever you trace over is what is going to transfer over onto your painting. And there. And we're going to be covering it up with black paint, so don't worry too much if you go a little inside your drawing. You can always just go over it with the paint. So go ahead and trace your silhouette, and we can move on to the next part. So after you trace it, you can bring it up, and it's kind of hard to see in this video because of the lighting, but there is an outline. You can kind of see it when I zoom in there for it. I did not wait until my painting was completely dry, so it had some stickiness there. But once you have that down, we get to do the final part, which is going to involve our black paint. Or if you want to go for a different look and you have another paint color that you want to use, you could fill it in. I just prefer the look of black silhouettes. Okay, so when you're filling in the silhouette, I suggest using your small detail brush first, and I like to go around the edges and get the outline and then fill in with the larger brush afterwards. The details are going to be the hardest, so those are nice to get out of the way. And I did not do this here because I'm foolish, but I suggest when you're doing this, if you're right-handed, work left to right on your painting as opposed to doing what I'm doing here, which is right to left. So that way, if you don't accidentally smudge your hand into what you've already painted, it will make it a little bit easier. I have the terrible tendency to rest my hand on my surface, so I had to be very careful while I was doing this not to get paint all over my hand. But that's just a quick tip. So just go ahead and fill in your silhouette. I would suggest keeping your template nearby so you can reference it if you need to, how you want to do. And you can always get a little bit creative and go rogue. With this, you'll notice as this painting goes on, at one point I add I kind of do some wispies with the unicorn mane, and I don't leave it exactly as what the silhouette was. Right, so just go ahead and paint along with this, and you will have a beautiful silhouette painting once you finish painting that in. As you can see, as I get closer to the end, I'm going in with some details, just kind of freehanding how I want this to look, and just switching some things up. I added some little more details to the mane, sharpening the edges of the bottom of my silhouette, just those little details. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this and your paintings turned out wonderful. I would love to see them. Feel free to post them on social media, tag the library. If you aren't following us on Instagram, it's at Brighton Library Teens, and you can go ahead and give us a tag and let us see your work. We'd love to share it in our stories. All right, I hope you enjoyed this, and you will come to more of our library programs this summer and remember to sign up for the summer reading program.